Hello everyone. So this video would be extremely useful, beneficial for you. And in this video, I will be talking about how to identify and work out your day rate. Now this video is applicable to freelancers, contractors, or if you are maybe thinking of starting your own company. And in the beginning, you may wonder how much you should charge your clients, your potential clients. So when you are, of course, thinking of leaving your job and you want to be on your own, you will, of course, be marketing yourself. You will be approached, or you want your clients to approach you, and they will, of course, ask you, what is your day rate? What is your hourly rate? So this video will hopefully help you. And whatever I'm going to talk about is applicable for anyone who is in India and also in the UK and hopefully in other countries. I can, of course, share my experience working in India and the UK. So the first thing is figure out your cost of living. So this is something that you have to figure out, and usually, not always, but in most cases, the day rate should be aligned to your cost of living. And basically, if you are in India, and especially if you are in metro, then you can definitely ask for more money. If you are somewhere in, let us say, uh, maybe in a small town, then you might not need a lot of money. But at the same time, depending upon your location, your country, your day rate should reflect that. You can't really ask too much, or if you ask too less, then of course it is a problem for you. And first of all, figure out how much money you need every month. Like, what is your expense? And this amount should be an amount that you need to pay your bills, to pay your loan or mortgage, your travel expense. So basically all the expenses that you have, total them and then multiply that number with 4. And let me explain. So let us say if you're in Delhi, right? And your monthly expense is 1 lakh, which is of course a lot of money, but it is still, it can be at the same time not a lot of money if you are maybe maybe paying home loans, mortgage. So basically, if you have, it could be 50,000 by the way, but basically whatever your expense is, multiply that number with 4. And when you multiply that number with 4, let us say you start with, I'll give you 2 examples. So if you're in Delhi, maybe your monthly expense is 1 lakh. If you are, let us say in UK, you're living a bit far from London, and maybe you're living in a small village, then maybe your monthly expense is 2,000 pounds, right? I'm just talking about the expenses. So multiply that number with 4. So in India, in Delhi, it will be 4 lakhs, right, per month. Somewhere in UK, it would be 8,000 pounds. So basically, when you multiply that number with 4, and this is your target. So basically, use this figure to calculate your day rate and your hourly rate. So let us start with 4 lakh rupees. 4 lakh rupees is 400,000 rupees, right? In India, we use lakhs, but lakh is only used in India. And here in the UK, 8,000 pounds per month. So this is your target. Now, when you divide 4 lakh or 400,000 by number of days in a month, you will get your day rate. So in a month, you have 20 days roughly, or you can use 21.6. That is actually the figure that is, I think, very common in the UK. So to be on a safer side, let us say 20 is the number. You work for 20 days in a month. So 100, like 400,000 or 4 lakh divided by 20 would be, I guess, 20,000, right, rupees per day. So this is your day rate, right? And if you're in the UK, 8,000 pounds divided by 20, that is like 400. So this should be like your target, and start with this number. And on top of that, you can of course charge more, or aim for a bit more. And now you're probably, I'm sure you'll probably realize that multiplying your expense by 4 is not really a lot if you think about it. Because if you are trying to leave your job, let us say you are working for a very big company and you have been working for 10 years, your package is 40 lakhs. And I'm not really sure how much money you can expect per month, but I don't really think you can earn, your take home salary would be more than 2 lakh, a bit, let us say 2 lakhs, right? That is how things are, because your cost, your cost to company or CTC would be somewhere in that range. Here in the UK, if you have 10 years of experience and if you're in a full-time job, maybe your salary is, if you're in good profession like IT, like high paying profession, then maybe you can expect a salary of 70,000 pounds. So if you are in a full-time job, then of course you will you will not be worrying about your like inflow of money, because irrespective of the work that you will be doing, you will still get your salary. I mean, of course, not always. You can also get fired, by the way. But the thing is that if you're on your own, you have to use this into 4. Again, and by the way, this is not really any scientific method. This is just based on my experience, and I'll try to elaborate. I'm trying to elaborate this, like, so you can actually relate to it. So if, and by the way, I've done these things both in Delhi and also in London, so I'm eligible to make this video. So if you're talking about 20,000 rupees per day, it is actually not a lot, because we are assuming that you will get paid every day, right? So let us say if you are aiming for 20,000 pounds or 400 pounds per day, you may get work for 10 days in a month, or maybe 5 days in a month, or maybe not at all. But you need to, of course, have this base figure in mind. Now, I can share, when I was in India 10 years ago, I used to charge 30,000 rupees per day. So that was my rate. And it is actually, I think it is decent. But at the same time, if you're not really working like for 20 days in a row, then it may not be enough, because you don't really want to earn 20,000 or 30,000 rupees in a month, right? You want to earn more. Now, of course, let us move on to the next point. So you know your day rate now, based on the cost of living, based on how much money you should need every month, and try to be generous. Like, don't really hesitate asking for more money. So if you think your day rate should be 20,000 rupees or 400 pounds, maybe add some buffer on top of it, right? Like maybe aim for 30 or 40,000, or maybe if you're in the UK, aim for 500, 600, not a problem at all, because you may not get work for 20 days, right? And if you're looking for clients, try to look for clients that are long term. Like, let us say if you are in discussion with your client, of course people will negotiate, and you should keep some buffer or like some margin for negotiation. My suggestion is that if you have long term, if you can get long term project, then it is okay to negotiate. Of course, don't try to negotiate all the time just for winning the project. But of course, if you know that this project, this piece of work is long term, then it is okay. But if you're doing something short term, I don't really think you should negotiate. For example, I have a day rate here in the UK, which is of course decent. I'm not really saying it is a lot or it is too low, but it is decent. And people reach out to me for Ravi, can you please help me? Can you please talk to me for half an hour, 1 hour? And I think sometimes there is no harm in talking to someone for half an hour if they're paying me. Why not? I mean, money is always good, right? If you're earning money, and that is what you are trying to do. So if you're doing something short term, you don't really have to negotiate, because you're anyways doing something for like 1 day or 2 days or maybe few hours. But be open when it comes to the work. If people are approaching you even for some short work, quick consultation, quick support, do it. You should do it. And of course, have some mechanism to do it. For example, I have a website, people can reach out to me. I also have a training portal, training.sparksys.com, where people can book time with me. So you need to open those channels so that people can approach you. And the next point is about basically setting up a company. In the previous video, I did share the benefits of setting up your own company. and I believe you probably know why there is always this benefit of setting up your own company, because you can manage taxes, you can think about the growth of the company, and you can of course watch the video. And the last point is actually a bit interesting. Now, when you are earning, when you're on your own, you of course want to earn more money, but at the same time, don't really hesitate spending money. So treat yourself. Maybe buy that uh, DSLR camera that you were always looking for, and buy yourself nice clothes or whatever. I mean, I don't really do it, to be honest, all the time, but I do spend money on some toys, because when you spend more money, you will get. It is actually true. When you spend more money on these luxuries, you will get motivation to earn even more. So, I mean, to be honest, if you're doing something on your own, if you're thinking of starting your own company or doing contracting or freelancing, you are of course trying to be independent, but earning money is actually very important. Like, you have to earn, you should be earning more money, and if you're not spending it, then there is no point. So do spend money. And that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know if you're liking these videos, where I share things like how to set up, run your own company on your own, be an independent consultant. And yeah, that is it. Bye bye.